Welcome back. You're watching us here on Chartbusters. Let's get straight to the management of PN Gadgil. Stellar listing is what happened on the company's strong debut on the exchanges, listed at a near 70+% premium to its issue price, currently holding with a gain of 66% as well. Saurabh Gadgil, the MD of the company, joins us now. If we jog your memory, last week he was here in our studio talking about the growth plans for the company, FY27 targets of 10,000 crore on the top line with double-digit margins as well. Saurabh, it's been a stellar listing. The street has rewarded you with, a big jump up at the open, which also means that there is a lot more responsibility riding on your shoulders. So if you could once again iterate your growth plans for the company, at least for this year, with margin improvement, if you could give us those numbers for the viewers who are watching right now, because a 70% premium to issue price also implies the valuations have expanded a lot more than what you had asked for.
Thank you, Mangalam, and I want to thank everybody for such a great, amazing response to the listing today. Like you rightly mentioned, that's what even we said in the speech here, that this comes with a great responsibility and a commitment to, excel in our business, bring more efficiencies, keep growing. And I always say that, we had three pillars: our customers, our karigar, and our employees, and now the fourth pillar, the investors. And this is what we'll be focusing on and adding value to each one of them. So that will be the company's endeavor, and we stand committed to it.
All right. So growth plans for this year and the next few?
So like I mentioned before, the growth will be in additional number of stores. So, as per DRHP, we'll be adding 12 stores. So that's the immediate plan. And we'll be finishing the second quarter very soon. So Mangalam, at that quarter, we can discuss more about the results and more about the strategies ahead. But today is a big day, and I would like to just assure everybody that the company, the management stands committed to its business, to its growth, and to delivering value.
Saurabh, okay, so let's start with the store count. Last time you came here and you mentioned this here, you said that FY27 you expect to add 60 stores, okay? Also, what you mentioned last time was that when you're talking about the top line, you expect to see 1,000 crore top line, double-digit margins, and you also mentioned as far as the FY24 was concerned, you were impacted by a couple of one-offs as far as the margin was concerned. So FY25, what will be the improvement on the FY24 margins, and can you reiterate these numbers, and could you break down FY25 and FY26 for us?
See, guys, those were numbers which you spoke, and they were aspiration. Like I'm saying again here, that yes, definitely we aspire to be the largest jewelry player in India, and that's where the number came from. That today, the leader today is at 55 plus stores, and to be number one, we have to be at 55 to 60 stores. That's what the first aspiration of the company is. When it comes to margin, our focus is increasing diamond share, is looking at efficiencies, is looking at economies of scale. So yeah, there are good aspirations to further increase margins, increase the top line. But I think let's talk about this, in September end, when we are out with the second quarter results. That will give us a better idea, and I can be able to throw some more details into the margins and the plans ahead.
All right, we'll talk about all those specific numbers after your quarterly numbers, Saurabh. I just wanted one data point out of you. What is your proportion of gold on the books which stands unhedged right now? Because there's been a big rise in gold prices. So as a result of which, you would be seeing some inventory-led gains as well. If you could give us a sense of your gold on the books which is hedged versus unhedged, and what could the rough gains on this be?
So see, we need to do the exact calculation. What we had, with the budget import duty cut, the prices going down, and now prices rising back again. So all in net, if you look at, I need to come back with the exact number to you. But as far as hedging was concerned, we were around 35% hedge pre-listing, and like we have mentioned before, we stand committed to be, hedged to the tune of 70-80% as we go ahead. By that I mean in the next 6 months. As part of our IPO proceeds, we had said that we'll be using it to repay the bank loans, to take non-fund limits and use them to take gold metal loans, and that would be the tune for us to hedge. And post that, we should be on par with the market leader, with the market trend of around 80 to 90%, being hedged. As far as the number is concerned, the September end is right, just 10 days away, and in that we'll be able to share the exact gain which or loss which could have risen due to the price fluctuations.
Saurabh, right now as we speak, gold prices are floating near the all-time high levels. So seasonally or historically, during such times, how do you see consumer sentiment get impacted? And secondly, right now we have two important events. Number one is the Shraddh season, and number two, upcoming festive season. So historically, what kind of growth do you see during such events?
So, even when gold prices are rising, it all depends upon the whole environment, where the scenario for the next 3 months, next 6 months, in the minds of consumers at large. While on the view on the consumer level is that gold seems to be bullish in their perspective, and there's a huge interest in buying gold, investment or for jewelry. And I think August has been a testament to that. So as till now, mid-September, pan-India, there have been good sales. And I think the trend should continue ahead. We are looking at a very good season for Akshay Tritiya, for Diwali and your Navratri. And I think the third quarter is always a good quarter, and I see that with this, the rise in consumption, the rise in move to organized segment, the sector looks good, and I think as a company we are hoping for a bumper Diwali this season ahead.
All right, a bumper Diwali this season. Final question before we let you go, and this again is on strategy, because you are largely Pune-focused, Maharashtra-focused player right now. There are two ways to look at it. One is that because you're regional, you enjoy this trust, you enjoy this brand salience, etc. in that particular region, and you are pretty strong out there. No one can compete with you in your area of operations. However, the other challenge is if you expand, then replicating this same brand strength, same brand salience and generations of trust that you've developed in one area becomes a lot more difficult. So how do you look at this as a strategy going forward? Because outside of your comfort zone, competition would be a lot stronger, right?
Absolutely. What we really stand is the legacy of almost 200 years, and with that comes with this a generation of customers who are not only in Maharashtra but also a lot of different states of India. So like we mentioned, the strategy would be to go into states first which are on the borders of Maharashtra, where there's a strong brand connect, where we already have customers who are consumers or who had been consumers. And I think it's going to be a strategy where we'll go to a state, look at that state, be able to be relevant there, be able to offer the kind of designs, the kind of services which are the need of the state, and we'll grow in a very phased manner. So like we have been mentioning before, we don't want to grow in a haphazard manner. It will be a state-by-state growth. It will be a strategy which will be backed by a lot of market research, a lot of understanding, and then moving ahead. But the biggest factor which is in our favor is the understanding of consumers. For the last 20 decades, she's seen the evolvement in terms of consumer preferences, and being able to have strong relationship with suppliers, with karigars spanning over 100 years. And I think that is what will be the main advantage as we move ahead. But yes, the task is going to be on a different level. It's almost like saying you're playing cricket on a home ground versus on an international pitch. So it's a different arena, a different challenge, but the company is sure that we'll be able to overcome it.
Right. Saurabh, thank you so much for joining us. Next time you join us, we hope to get a lot more specific numbers out of you. But for today, congrats to you and your team on such a stellar listing.